All right, after 80 hours of testing, I think I have finally found the best Call of Duty graphics settings for PC players. I have been trying to figure this out. Trust me, it has been a process, and now I'm making it easy for you guys. I'm gonna give you all the setups, and not only that, we're not talking about benchmarks, we're not talking about none of that stuff that means anything, and we're definitely not talking about DLSS that really makes your stuff look blurry. We're talking about raw game performance that actually looks good with a high frame rate. All right, let's start off with Warzone. Let's drop into it. So we're gonna start off with the airplane drop in Warzone. This is going to give us the best idea of what kind of FPS you can get. I'm telling you guys right now, there is no better graphics settings available for Call of Duty than what I'm about to give you. If you want a high frame rate for what it is, also keep in mind I'm playing at 1440p, so if you're playing at 1080p, yours will be better. I have found the perfect mix of looking awesome and high refresh rate. I promise it does not get better than this. I have been doing this for a very long time, it feels like, and I feel like I have finally found it. So let's drop. We're gonna go straight down here. Let's see, if you look up, we're currently pulling 160 frames per second, literally dropping from the sky. Let's drop down more, and let's land. As you run around, as you look around, you can see the graphic quality is absolutely fantastic. Okay, I was not expecting someone to actually be there. But you get the idea. Let's go in the gulag. This is actually perfect because I want to test this anyways. In the gulag, we're currently pulling 160 to 170 frames per second. And keep in mind that this is not the lowest quality of settings, and this is 1440p at the same time. GPU temp is also looking good at 63 degrees, well under operating temp, but it's looking fantastic. All right, let's check out multiplayer. So keep in mind here that the only way you're gonna pull over 200 frames per second playing this game without making it look like it's running at 240p is DLSS, which sucks so bad. It makes the game look so bad, or having a 4090, maybe a 4080 too. I haven't seen a lot of tests with the 4080, but if you look, we're pulling 160 pretty consistently here, 170 at the highs. We'll run around a little bit, get a feel for it. I have been testing these quality settings for quite some time. I have been trying to figure it out. We don't talk about that. I have been trying to figure it out because I stream Call of Duty right here on YouTube. So if you're into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But I stream 1440p, I record at 1440p, and I play at 1440p, all while at the same time. So I've been trying to find the best possible settings that allows me to do all that, and I have finally found them. After a lot of, I can't even explain to you guys how hard the testing is for this, but the benchmark does not properly give you results that you're looking for. I promise, the benchmark is not good. It is not good at all. So don't think that is happening, because it's not. The benchmark sucks. Don't follow it. You have to get in the game. You have to really play. You have to really test things out, and I have done that for you right here. So I figured I would show you guys what DLSS actually does to the game as closely and as possible as I can. I'm gonna try and resemble this and give you an idea of what DLSS looks like with the frame rate. So as you guys see right now, this is full 1440p, no DLSS. Let's compare it to ultra performance DLSS. So this is ultra performance DLSS compared to the native 1440p, like I was showing you guys before. We are now currently pulling 220 frames per second, and that is about 40-50 frames higher than the regular one, and your temps will drop a little bit too. Now let's look at the next step up. Now this is DLSS at performance. As you see, we dropped about 10, 15, 20 frames. We're pulling still right over 200 frames per second, but I'm sure when you move, it'll be even less. So let's go on to the next one. This is DLSS balanced. As you see, the frame rate is pretty similar, but the image quality is better. I'm gonna try and zoom in on a part here where you guys can see the actual quality difference, but the frame rate for this one seems to be pretty similar to performance. So there might not be a trade-off there, and if you do want to use DLSS, balanced might be the best one. Let's go to the best version of DLSS that is possible. Now, this is DLSS at its max performance, 180, 190 frames per second. It looks all right, but compared to the native 1440p settings that I've given you without DLSS, it is still blurry. I'm telling you guys, it still looks blurry. We'll compare the two here, and you guys can see that, but you're only gaining about 20 frames per second running DLSS, and with DLSS on, you are losing significant quality in textures and everything else, in skins and everywhere. It just looks noticeably worse, and you could test this out yourself. If you're watching this on a phone, it might be harder to see. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better, but watching this on your PC, you will definitely see the best difference in quality, especially watching this video at its full resolution of 1440p. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm editing this, and as I see, it is going to be difficult for you to see the difference between the DLSS besides the FPS. You are going to want to test this DLSS stuff on your own on your big screen so you can see the actual difference. I promise the DLSS is noticeably and looks so bad compared to the settings I'm about to give you that don't require DLSS. But I just wanted to put that as a disclaimer, and here's the settings. So these are the graphic settings you want. I'm gonna go through all of it just for you. First and foremost, in the display mode, that's the only thing that's important on this page. I mean, everything else is kind of a given, obviously, but full screen exclusive. You have to run full screen exclusive. This has been helping my game run a lot better. I promise you want to run it. So let's start off with this. Render resolution at 100. We're not making our game look like a pixel mess. That is not the plan. Second, you're gonna run Filmic. Why? Because the other SMAA one, it looks so bad in the shadows, and I know you might be able to get better performance if you change it, but don't. This will make your game look good. Run normal anti-aliasing quality. I'm not even gonna go into these because I've just been there. Video memory scale, this is going to be very based on what GPU you have. I highly recommend messing with this, especially if you're crashing. If you're crashing, turn this up a little bit. Let it run, see what happens. That'll take a little bit of testing. I have found my perfect number to be 80. Your number could be different. Who actually knows? Texture resolution, low. As you guys can see, the texture resolution actually being on low doesn't make it look bad. I'll tell you, it looks 100 times better than DLSS, which really isn't hard to do, but it looks 100 times better. Texture filter, anisotropic, normal. Nearby level of detail, low. Distant level of detail, low. Flutter draw distance, short. Particle quality, low. Particle quality level, low. Bullet and impact sprays, not sure why I have this on. Turn that off. Don't even use that. I don't know why that's on. I must have accidentally clicked. Shader quality, low. Tessellation, near. Terrain memory, max. This is how you're going to keep your game looking good. This setting is very important. Keep it on max. On to max your texture streaming. I know I butchered that a little bit. On. Streaming quality, normal. Volumetric quality, low. Deferred physics quality, off. Water caustics, off. Shadow map resolution, very low. Screen space shadows, off. Spot shadow quality, low. Spot cache, low. Particle lighting, low. Ambient inclusion, off. Screen space reflections, off. Static reflection quality, low. Weather grade volumes, low. NVIDIA, okay, the rest of this is good. Turn off film grain. This, I don't know why this is even in the game. It makes it look so bad. The rest of these are gonna be up to you. Depth of field, I think looks nice, but when you're trying to do other stuff, it makes it look bad. But drop a like on this video. I would really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one, or possibly a live stream. Doses.